Congrats to the 6th Castrol team, Brad Keselowski and Roush Fenway Keselowski racing on the win. That is Brad Keselowski's first win of the season and his first win since 2021 when he last won at Talladega. So, yeah, congrats to those guys. Congrats to Brad. And it was cool to see him doing an American flag. Yeah, hold the American flag after every win. It's been 3 years since he got to do that. So it was cool for him, cool for his fans. I know they waited 3 years, so congrats to him, Matt McCall, his crew chief, and Ford and Roush on the win. And yeah, this is his first win as a team owner in the Cup Series too. He's the first driver to win as a driver owner since Tony Stewart in 2016 at Sonoma, when Tony Stewart at last did it, and that was also his last I think it's last year in racing, I believe. So yeah. And also with Brad winning today, he was also the first driver to win the 6 car since David Reagan won in the 6 car back in July of 2011. So little known fact there, but it's been 13 years since a 6 cars went to victory lane. And great run by Ty Gibbs today. He was leading for parts of the race. He was top 5 in one of the stages. He did really well today, and shout out to him. Man, if he would have won today, that would have blocked him in the All-Star race. Now he has to race his way into the All-Star race, which he's capable of. He can have 1 or 2 options: win the fan vote, or win one of the All-Star Open races. And shout out to Josh Berry, coming home 3rd for Stewart-Haas Racing. Great run for him. It was cool to see him have a great run other than a short track. So, finished really well. So that was cool for him. He was one of the drivers that Stewart-Haas drivers that finished in the top 5. So that was great by Josh. 4th is Denny Hamlin. I know he didn't have the excuse me. I know he didn't have the winning speed like he usually does, but he ended up finishing 4th, so that's not bad. And shout out to Chase Briscoe coming home 5th. That was a great run by him. I would have been happy with the 7th, but I'm glad he finished 5th. Although it was at the expense of Tyler Reddick and Chris Buescher battling for the win at the end, and neither of them getting it. But yeah, shout out to Chase Briscoe getting a top 5 finish. I was happy for him to see that. So hopefully he can win one of the 2 things. Win at the win the fan vote, or win his way in the All-Star race. That's the only 2 options right now. And William Byron, shout out to him, coming home 6th. All I could tell you was Ryan Blaney wasn't too happy with him, so that's all I gotta say right now. But yeah, he finished 6th. 7th is Bubba Wallace. He was around in 9th place car so all day. Led a little bit because of the green flag pit stops and everything, but he was around a 7th or 10th place car, 9th all day. So it's a great run for him. 8th, quietly finishing 8th, was Alex Bowman. Another great run. He's quietly been running well lately. And I want to give a shout out to Justin Haley coming home 9th in a Rick Ware racing car. He has overachieved in that 51 car. I got to give him credit. He's done really well in that with what the equipment's given him. So to finish 9th at one of the hardest tracks on the circuit like Darlington, I'm really impressed. And plus, this is Rick Ware Racing's first top 10 finish on a non-plate track, and Justin Haley did that for you, so that's pretty good. And in my opinion, Justin Haley's overachieved in that 51 car, so I'm glad to see Rick Ware Racing get a little bit of their act together, so that's good to see. And to round out your top 10 is Michael McDowell finishing back-to-back top 10s and excuse me, finishing back-to-back top 10s and just hearing the news that he will not be with the Front Row Motorsports team next year, and that he will be racing for Spire in the 71 car next year. So could that mean Zane Smith be out of Spire or whatever? Probably, but Michael McDowell's going to be racing for Spire Motorsports next year. And 11th is Ross Chastain. 12th is Chase Elliott. 13th is Christopher Bell. 14th is Noah Gragson after not starting off too well today, so not bad. He didn't get the 3 top 10 finishes in the row, but wasn't too bad. 15th, Todd Gilliland. I thought at times he had a top 10 car. He's been doing really well, and so has Front Row Motorsports as a team. I'm glad to see them improve. That team improve the last few years as an organization, so that's good to see. 16th is Corey LaJoy. 17th is Ryan Preece. 18th, Kaz Gralla. Great run for him. Finishing in the top 20 for Rick Ware Racing. And I want to give a shout out to Eric Jones. First race back since the compression fracture. Coming home 19th. It's not too bad there. So I'm glad to see Eric Jones back in the seat, and that Corey Heim kept it warm for him and did what he could while I was out. So, but at the same time, I'm glad to see Eric Jones back racing again. 20th is Austin Cindric. 21st is teammate Joey Logano. 22nd is Harrison Burton. 23rd, Ricky Stenhouse. 24th, Mark Truex. 25th, 24th, Daniel Suarez. 25th, Mark Truex Jr. 26th is Carson Hocevar. 27th and 28th are Kyle Busch and Austin Dillon. Just as a whole, as an RCR organization, just wasn't a great day as an organization, but we got the Coke 600 the next points race in a couple weeks, so yeah, we can get that figured out in the next few weeks in our next points race in Charlotte, so hopefully we can get that figured out in a mile and a half. 29th is Derek Kraus. 30th is Chris Buescher because of him and Tyler Reddick getting to it, and he was pissed. Chris Buescher was pissed at Tyler Reddick, which he had every right to be. I mean, I'm glad Tyler Reddick tried to defuse the situation, was honest, upfront about it, and said he didn't mean to, but at the same time, Chris has every right to be mad. 31st is John Hermechek. 32nd, Tyler Reddick, like I mentioned. He and Chris Buescher got into it in one of the closing laps to try to win. 33rd is Daniel Hemrick. 34th was Kyle Larson, who had a fast car, led a little bit, and he was in contention for a win today until the tires went out on him. It was something in the toe link, and and they just couldn't fix it really. And 35th is Zane Smith, and 36th is Ryan Blaney due to the damaged vehicle clock. His crew chief Jonathan Hassler said that they couldn't get back out there because both the right suspensions were bent and something was wrong with the toe link. That's why Ryan Blaney couldn't go back out. And he was pissed at William Byron because he thought he raced him a little rough. But that rounds out your finishing order for Darlington. And as for my driver AD, we just, like I said earlier with RCR, we didn't have the speed. Neither did our teammate, even though he had a little bit of times. But our 3 team just did not have the speed today. I thought, other than the green flag pit stops where we were in the top 10 or maybe top 5, we just weren't there speed wise. But we still have the All-Star race in a couple weeks or next week at North Wilkesboro. So we have 1 or 2 ways to try to get in the All-Star race: either win the fan vote or win the win the All-Star Open races. Those are only 2 shots at our way to get in the All-Star race. But yeah, our next points race is the Coke 600 Charlotte in a few weeks. But I'm still a loyal AD fan. We are 155 out. Yeah, we have to win. I'm sorry, but we have to win a race. You're not going to point from this point here. You're not going to point your way in from 155 points out unless you win a race. So yeah, still a loyal AD fan. Always have, always will be. Let's hope for the best at the at North Wilkesboro next week and try to race our way in to the All-Star race with either a win in one of the open races or a fan vote. That's all I can ask for of any of those 2. And let's just, as our next points race, let's just get ready for Charlotte in a couple weeks. Our next points race. So still loyal AD follower, and let's go AD.